Hello, Aquarius. This is your tarot reading for love and relationships, the month of April 2016. Okay? And in the future, my readings will focus specifically on love and relationships, especially since it's also the most requested reading that I do get. But you're encouraged to contact me if you have questions about career and finance, or family issues or anything else. Even if you wanted to get more clarity about a relationship, of course, you're free to contact me. My information is in the description. Okay. So I'm going to shuffle for a few more seconds and then cut the cards. Whoa. Okay. Okay, Aquarius. Your first card is Five of Wands. Your second card is Queen of Wands in reverse. You might actually be in a conflict with a very stubborn person. Ten of Wands in reverse, and it's never ending. A never ending conflict. Three Wands. We have Queen of Cups in reverse. There could be some jealousy going on. It could be two people, more than two people. Maybe you're dealing with two people. When these queens are in reverse, there's a lot of negative energy from the inside. Kings are active. Um, they rule, they decide, but queens represent that passive energy where it's more about their internal, um, the internal motivations and things like that. So with Queen of Wands, when you have wands, which are fire in reverse, you have someone who's very controlling, who, and this can be a man or a woman, someone who's very controlling, who has to have things their way, who could be very temperamental, who will throw a fit at the slightest thing. And that's just an extreme interpretation. And then you have this Queen of Cups. Cups represents water, which is emotion. You have a person who's extremely jealous and paranoid. Um, Maybe even a little bit depressed. Once again, that's an extreme interpretation, but their emotions are out of balance. So with these queens in reverse, we have a lot of conflict and this never-ending struggle here. That's not ending because 10 indicates something that has ended and there's a new beginning. But it seems like it's a never-ending conflict or never, these fights keep continuing. A Queen of Pentacles and wow, negative Queens, Aquarius, what is going on? Now, if this Queen of Swords in reverse shows up, I have a feeling the Queen of Swords might show up in a positive sense, but this Queen of Pentacles is in reverse and it's in the center. So once again, when we have queens in reverse, we're talking about a lot of personal instability here from emotions, from your like I said, it's an inner thing. It's a more passive thing. We have Eight of Pentacles in reverse. That has shown up in another reading as well. We have a King of Swords in reverse. This is heading into the future. We have a Page of Pentacles upright. And then we have the Empress. Interesting, because now the Empress is a very dominant woman. She's also, it's not even a negative sense. She could be the diva, but she's a woman who brings peace and prosperity. Um, she's a woman who is adored, who has a perfect union with the earth. All good things from the earth come from her. This could be about fertility, pregnancy, giving birth. So she's Mother Earth, so to speak. And I think that's interesting because she's considered the mother of the pentacle spread. So it's interesting. You only have one major arcana, and that's the Empress. And this is telling the story of a person that you might adore, that you are drawn to, that could be, I won't say a mother because this could apply to a man or a woman, but the Empress card is signaling a very strong female energy that is that rules. She gets everything she wants. It's she lives a life of prosperity. She brings good things. Um, and so I think it's interesting that you have this positive female energy showing up in the future after all these negative queens. And as I said, these first three cards seem to be indicating huge turmoil. Passions are out of passions and feelings are out of control here, and they've been weighing down on you. And so we go into this middle row here where Pentacles, not only are we experiencing negative emotions here, um, maybe, like I said, a little bit of depression, um, ups and downs, just, you don't know how to feel. And so this Queen of Pentacles is indicating a lack of nurturing, a lack of stability when it is in reverse as well. All of these queens in reverse are signaling a type of personal. It's not something that's an influence from the outside. It's an influence from the inside. And so this Eight of Pentacles means that something is not working. Eight of Pentacles does mean a productively working on something for a successful goal, a successful end. It's a good thing, but when it's in the reverse, it means that something you're unable to make something work. Something is not going right here. So when we get to this King of Swords, which is an air sign, Aquarius, which I think is you. I think it's you maybe addressing this situation with these negative queens and the conflict the wrong way. When a King of Swords is in a negative or in a reversal, the king uses his wisdom the wrong way. The King of Swords is the intellectual who's wise, who makes the right decisions, who can guide a situation. They're problem solvers, but I think your problem solving abilities might have been affected once again by all these negative queens here and this conflict and stress that's happening, that has happened earlier in this situation. So by the time we get to a Page of Pentacles, this Page of Pentacles is in reverse. And this Page of Pentacles could actually mean that there's going to be a message or a useful discussion, or an offer of some type. It could be you making an offer to someone that will result in this energy of the Empress coming to you. So I kind of see that as a positive, that even though you've had this negative energy or this King of Swords is in reverse, I'm seeing that there could be you in this relationship, Aquarius. I see maybe a positive turn, a positive offer, a positive response in the relationship that is going to lead to happiness and prosperity in the end. That this is the dominant female energy over all the queens. This Empress rules all of these negative queens here. So it definitely means symbolically, if these aren't referring to actual people, and God forbid that these queens are actually all different people, but it definitely means that this Empress, which is dominant, is going to get a handle on all of these very negative energies that are happening in the relationship and happening with this conflict here. Okay, she's going to put everything back in line. I think that's the energy that's going to be coming once the Page of Pentacles appears. Um, so it's not necessarily a negative thing so much as I just see a lot of internal struggle of trying to work things out in this relationship. A lot of emotions, a lot of trying to control things, you having to compromise, and you always having to give in. And I think you're resisting that. And I think you need to do what's best for you, Aquarius. I don't think you should let this person, um, bring all of this conflict in. I think that it could even mean that you leave one person behind or meet or have a new relationship. There could be some jealous ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend that requires a lot of closure here, like we're done, and you're able to move forward with someone who's a much better or compatible person for you. That is definitely a message or a story that's coming through for me here, that you're done dealing with all of this with these queens, and you might be doing something in a negative way with this person. I don't know, but it does seem as if you push back in the future. But then this Page of Pentacles comes along, and all of a sudden, this Empress is coming. Um, she shows up. And this could be an actual person. Usually, I see the Empress as a new girlfriend or a wife or a female who is very prominent. If this is, sometimes if a woman is getting a reading, I tell her that, in the energy, there seems to be a very dominant woman in the relationship who's influencing the thoughts of this guy she might be interested in. She's definitely someone um, who demands love. She receives love. She's usually the current girlfriend or the current wife, and that could actually be your energy. Um, so I'm kind of seeing this King of Swords who is in the reverse position. It could be that this King of Swords is making a bad decision that will lead him to the Empress. If this is a situation involving another woman here. Um, but it could also, one interpretation of this is that I definitely see this Empress showing up in order to control the negative aspects of the relationship with these other queens. Okay? Because it seems like this conflict is preventing the relationship from productively moving forward. And there definitely seems to be a shift that's going to happen with this Empress that's going to put everything back in its place. But don't forget what I said about, the Empress being a woman who could interfere or someone um, who demands attention and things like that. But I choose to keep that in a positive sense, that she's someone who's loved and adored, and someone that the other person is in love with. Um, she's usually the woman of interest, so to speak, or the person of interest. And you could be the person of interest, Aquarius, but I kind of see you outside of this Empress. This Empress seems to be a new energy for you. And I definitely feel like it could be falling in love after so much conflict. Okay, so I'm shuffling for your outcome card here. And then I'm going to pull your Angel Oracle card. Okay. Very interesting story for you, Aquarius. So I'm going to be wondering how that turns out. If you are an Aquarius, I appreciate your comments. I'd like to know what's really going on with some of you, if this resonates. Ah, okay, so we have the Hangman in reverse. So it seems as if maybe this Empress is bringing more emotional turmoil, or maybe there does seem to be some residual turmoil. Maybe there's a conflict between an old relationship and a new relationship that is not being resolved in a positive way. Because when the hangman is about going through emotional suffering, um, through a, going through a lot of emotional suffering throughout this painful situation or chaotic situation. Now, maybe this means that this comes to an end, that you're now in control of the situation, your head is facing up, you're no longer hanging upside down, helpless, that maybe you start to get some control over the situation. But it can also mean that you're going through all this chaos and you're still trying to figure out what's going on. And this energy of the Empress, or the situation with the Empress, is making things a little bit more complicated. And it can certainly mean that the other person, who might be a love interest or a partner, this person might be going through a lot of confusion because of this Queen energy here in the reverse. They're still trying to figure out, what do I want from this relationship? Because things are not moving forward and there's a lot of stress. Um, things are coming to a halt here. And I think it's having a negative effect on you as well, because everything seems to be upside down. But I think this could be a positive signal that you're not going to be emotionally upside down here and not so helpless. Okay. Now, I am also going to pull your Angel Oracle card. Your message from a spirit guide or a higher power. And this card fell out. So let's see what it says. Oh my goodness. Ear chakras. And I can just see the moaning from a lot of you, like, what does this have to do with my situation? I don't care about my ear chakras. This is about listening. And so the message for you, okay, it says, notice messages that appear as sounds, music, and words from both eternal sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. Okay, so once again, you need to listen carefully. And that I had that happen to me several times, where um, I might hear a song, a random song. Maybe I'm listening to NPR, and a random song that has a very relevant message. I'm listening to the song and I'm like, wow, that is my situation. That applies to me. Also, it seems it's also your spirit guides or your higher power trying to give you counseling and trying to help you through the situation. And you really do need to, one, ask for an answer, be sincere if you want to know the answer to a problem, and be willing to accept that answer and meditate on that answer and act on that answer. And when you're really sincere about that, you will find that your higher power or your guardian angel and your spirit guides, they will tell you the answer. Okay. If you've been waiting for a solution, and there definitely seems to be a need to find a solution, it will come to you. Okay. If you're willing to open up to different solutions, accept whatever answer you get, and trust that this is the answer that you need to hear. Okay, so Aquarius, this was your reading for April. So thanks to everyone. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for getting readings from me. I'm glad I could help all of you who've been getting these readings. And thank you for everybody who's been donating or putting money in my tip jar. I do appreciate that as well. It's optional. You do not have to do it. Um, but you know, I know that some of you really appreciate the readings and wanted to show your appreciation, so I do appreciate that. Okay. So I will see you a few weeks in May. And as you know, I just wanted to have a little PSA that the first day of spring was March 20th. And this is a time of renewal, taking new paths, taking new directions. It's about planting seeds for growth. And so take that into consideration as you contemplate this spread here and what's going on in your life. So I will see you in May. I wish you love and light, and I will talk to you soon.